Right. And we are live. All right. So, Cole, Mr. Freeland.
Yes, sir. So we're going to be kicking this off going over self-awareness. So Owen Fitzpatrick had talked about a couple good things as far as this goes. So self-awareness really consists of two things. So it's internal and external awareness. So internal is going to be awareness of emotions, habits, thoughts, likes, and dislikes. External is going to be awareness of how other people perceive you. So kind of some things to think about as far as external awareness, how you present yourself to a customer, who you're representing. The big thing about that, we represent Renewable by Andersen. That's one of the biggest names in windows and doors to represent. So it has such a huge backing. I mean, plenty of us have talked to customers where the only reason they've talked to us is because we have that Andersen name backing us, right? But not only that, how you're talking to the customer as well. That's another big aspect of external awareness. So you really need to be aware of how people see you. So the big thing with self-awareness is it's a mix of internal and external. So think about it as, what are you really good at? What do you need to work on? So those are the things that's going to mix into it. You need to ask yourself these questions so you understand what you need to practice and develop. So when you go into this, really think about it. Like for me personally, there's a couple things. I need to get onto a better routine, make sure I'm hitting the gym, doing stuff like that. So that way I feel better for the day. This is actually a cool one. So Owen Fitzpatrick had brought up, what's your personal competitive advantage? So this is, I wanted to open this up, and this is Seth, this is why I was asking about this. So I wanted to open this up to each canvasser. As far as when you're talking with customers, what's your personal competitive advantage when talking to a customer? So I know for me personally, it's my personality. I'm able to talk with pretty much anybody about anything. So do we want to run down through and kind of list it off a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I think it might be easier just we see the people that are in the room here, and we'll just ask them to unmute themselves. Yeah, it's a good exercise to understand where your strengths are. Definitely. I believe mine is inspiration, the ability to kind of inspire people. That could be those around me, or people at a door, inspire them to take a further look at their project, things like that. I'm not sure who Zoom user, if that's you, Mo. I think it was Mo. Step away.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The team just got back to the office, and just trying to give a final meeting here about Friday real quick.
First, dude. So I'll pick on you then, Jarrett, if you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good stuff, man. So how about a strength? So something of knowing yourself. What do you kind of bring into the table with strengths of yours?
I would say like emotional intelligence. I have a pretty good gauge on how customers are feeling when they open the door, and I can kind of like meet their energy or increase it based off if they're down. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Thank you.
But yeah.
Dalton, you there?
Yeah, I think part of what Jared said for me as well is emotional intelligence, but not towards the customer, more towards myself. I can gauge myself and where I'm at in the conversation, let alone how I'm going throughout my day, to kind of either reset myself or base my next door on like my learning experience from the last one kind of thing. So it just self-gauging throughout the day and throughout my personal life and stuff like that is what I think is my strongest suit.
Absolutely. Thank you. Who else we got on here?
Let's throw Lucas in there.
Okay.
I guess for me, it would be like just having the ability to make people comfortable while talking with me, that I'm not just some random guy standing at their door trying to sell them windows, just trying to have just a guy trying to have a conversation about their windows and what issues that I see, and trying to give them information.
Awesome. Tracy, you got one?
Yeah, a big advantage I feel like I carry is just knowing the environment. I mean, typically you can pick up on the the vibe of the neighborhood most of the time, just to know the kind of people you're dealing with. And of course it changes from door to door, but a lot of the times you can take that from door to door and it'll help you with your next home.
Absolutely. And I think Day is the last one to run it up. You there, Day? All right, we'll just move on to the next thing. So part of this understanding of your self-awareness, you're going to be thinking about what brings you down, what brings you up. So the cool thing about it is everything's able to be improved upon, right? So what am I doing to have a good day? What am I doing to have a bad day? So what am I doing when I start my morning off? Am I going outside? Am I going outside? So Owen Fitzpatrick had actually brought up a good point. When you wake up, go sit outside for 15 minutes of the day. Get that sunlight. It'll help wake you up, get you in the mood, get you going. But by taking a look at all this stuff, you're going to help yourself improve, because you're going to have a realization of what can I do to set myself for a better day? What helps guide me through that? What am I doing when I'm having a bad day? What am I doing when I'm having a good day? I know for me, whenever I'm really at the top of my peak, going to the gym, reading, I'm spending time and I'm just having fun with everything, right? That's one thing I haven't been doing too much lately is the gym. So that's something, getting back into routine, grinding out. So for others, it might be different. One of the things Owen Fitzpatrick had talked about was maybe not drinking so much, or maybe drinking more. So for some, that's the answers. For some, it's not. The point of self-awareness, be that internal or be that external, is being able to assess what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you're gonna be able to help set yourself up for success. That's really the biggest benefit. So that was my biggest takeaways from all the self-awareness from Owen Fitzpatrick. Do you want to run on to self-management, or you want me to go on with social awareness?
If you want to do social awareness, and then I'll jump in with the management and relationship management.
Perfect.
And we'll see what time we got left, because I got a lot written down.
Okay, absolutely. So social awareness it's an interesting one, to say the least. So it's reading the person and then reading the context of what they're saying, how they're saying it, right? I know a lot of us, when we're going at the doors, great example actually today, had talked with a gentleman and he had said, listen, I know my windows need done, I'm just not ready yet. So he's saying a couple of things there. He's saying, I understand my windows need replaced. Good question to ask is, why do you know that? Like, what other projects do you have going on? Why do you understand the need replaced? What's the biggest issue you're running into? So not only, you really need to listen to what they're saying. So some other things, reading the person's patterns of persuasion, motivation towards or away from, some of the key value words they use. So that is a perfect example. Like, I know they need done, but I'm not ready yet, right? Sameness or differences. Are they open? Are they traditional? What are they looking for? So the cool thing, building rapport, right? That's one of the things a lot of us have pretty good talent in. So when you're building the rapport, you're looking for that likeness in the person. You're having a conversation with them. You're building the conversation with them, right? So you want to really listen to what they're saying, how they're saying it, kind of take it through there. So as far as the social awareness, that's pretty much what I had pulled from it, Seth. There wasn't too much else, just really how to listen to the customer, what they're saying about it.
Okay, yeah, definitely. And I think a handful of people here kind of allude to that, right? In matching energies, being able to connect with people at the door, being able to read the vibe of the neighborhood, right? An important takeaway with all that is meeting people where they're at, and then also leading them to where you'd like them to be. So it's not this neighborhood sucks, right? It's that this person might be having a bad day. How can I influence them for the positive? How am I able to not be overbearing to this guy and being, larger than life and happiness and sunshine, and unicorn rainbows and all that all that fluff, cotton candy. But being able to, empathize, actively listen to what people are going through, make common ground. And we're actually going to get to that in a little bit here, but I have a request from everyone that's on here. Ryan, in the top right here, I appreciate, that's where you're at my screen. I appreciate you, dude. I like your camera. I like seeing your beautiful face. I'm going to ask everyone that has their cameras off to just turn them on. Let me see some feedback from people. I like to be able to kind of have some engagement. So Mo, let me get you. Lucas, awesome. Jarrett, Dalton, Day, Corey, Tracy, calling you out by name, man. Getting called out. What's up, Lucas? What up, mate? I see you driving.
It's too dark in the van.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. Darkness works. Good. Nice. I see that moon and stars. It's beautiful. I think Day's just AWOL. What's up, Dalton? I see you, buddy. And I think Mo and Corey might be I know, right? They're beautiful people. Mo and Corey might be doing this whole meeting thing. And North, by the way, we are going to go over that as far as Friday, but let's try and keep this on topic. So I had a couple sections here from the Owen Fitzpatrick, and he's an incredible guy. He's super animated. He does this. He likes to get involvement from people. He likes to kind of engage where people are at, meeting energies. Definitely worth taking a look at from any of his TED Talks, any of his books, podcasts. If you have any questions about them, ask your team leads about where you can find these resources. But what's up? Yo, what's up, Frankie? How you doing, buddy? Nice. Careful with that light on. If Harry's driving, he's an old man. He might crash. You know that age old, I'll turn that light off. I'm going to crash into something. Oh no, it's worse. Brace for impact. Oh no. I'm joking. He's a great driver. Anyway, let's start real quick in self-management. So it's a really important section, and it's something that some of you can resonate with in a big way. Some of you are able to reflect on your day and understand where you can improve. Other people, it is a little bit harder. Sometimes it feels like you're doing the exact same thing, and for whatever reason, your production's just plummeted. And that can be frustrating and difficult to overcome. So some practices that you can do to improve your skills. So taking the time is probably the first and foremost. Take the time to reflect on your day. Take the time to understand where conversations went awry, where they went off topic, or where you lost them. And I know that a number of you can put your finger on that pretty quickly in saying it's the building pain section, right? Hey, stop by your home, saw you had some fine windows. Oh, I just replaced them. Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, we're completing work for, like, how old are they? And you're not able to effectively gain their interest. They're like, yeah, they're brand new. They're whatever, 10 years old, right? And we see warping and impaction, and we lose them there. And sometimes we give up and we walk away. And that's obviously due diligence. You want to still be able to push through the script and rebuttal. But if you're losing people in the pain section, that's really important. I can't express the gravity of being able to reflect effectively and understand where it is that you're losing. And if it's in that pain section, that's brilliant. That is fantastic. It's such a gift to be able to say, this is where I'm losing them, and to be able to hone your skills on that. So wherever it is, have those candid, honest conversations with yourself. It's not going to benefit anyone to lie and say, I'm doing the exact same thing. I mean, you might think that, but let's be honest, you're not. There's not a consistency here of 2-3 leads every day and then suddenly zeros and ones. That doesn't happen. It's not neighborhoods. It's what we're doing out at the door. So take that time to reflect, see where you can improve. So just a couple examples. Let's say you're having some difficulty building personal connections, right? Maybe you're just very stilted, your script, which is fine. It will get you 2 to 3 leads per day, but you're having trouble connecting with somebody. Take that challenge. Next time that you stop at the convenience store on your way to work, find the cashier and learn their name, learn something about them that kind of makes them unique. Try and make them laugh or smile at the end of that interaction. just practice with anybody and everyone around you. Take that challenge on yourself. Same thing for, let's say, script. We, for the first week, we have the script pounded into our heads, right? And we're scared to test on it, and it's reiterated time and time and time again. We script when we're driving out to territory. We script in the office in the mornings. So if you find that the script is not really a strong suit, and it hasn't really stuck, or maybe you need that extra time, that's great. Again, you've identified it. That's awesome. So what are you going to do to practice it now? Record yourself saying the script, play it when you're driving into work. That's free time right there. Take the script home to your significant other, family, whatever, and say, hey, can you practice this with me? Pretend to be this person. Object to me a lot. This is where I'm struggling. People tell me that they're not interested when I ask to make a suggestion, or I say, does that sound helpful? And people are like, yeah, it does. I just can't afford it. And we're like, oh, okay, we'll call you back. Right. Instead of just rebuttaling and moving through script, be honest with yourself and then practice it. A really key takeaway for some of my veterans on here, people who've been here for any duration of time, that the job is a weird time dilution thing too, right? You meet a bunch of people out at the doors and it feels like you've been doing it for longer. And then you really have. You look objectively and you're like, I've only been doing this for, a month. Holy cow. You meet incredible people out there. Makes it go by faster in a weird dilution way. Anyway, tangent. So when you're asking to run the script with your significant other, it requires a degree of humility. It requires an understanding that maybe I'm not doing the exact same thing that I was, and I really need to improve on this. So taking those steps. Another thing I've got on here is reaching out for your immediate team lead. Who's leading you? Who are you able to trust to give you the right advice in where something's going wrong? Have them kind of get you back on track, and reach out for Cole. You can reach out for me. You can reach out for Paul. I promise you, anybody is open to wanting you to ask for help. That's our sole focus. And that's what you'll see across the board is that's everyone's focus, is they want everyone else to be successful and better. Use that, man. This is such an incredible company of people wanting to see others succeed. Use that to your advantage. Like, everybody here will pool their resources and their experiences and help you. And I promise it'll help, but you got to be the one to reach out and ask for it. So I ended that kind of section by saying that strength doesn't come from having all the answers at all. Like, nobody has all the answers. It's just an impossibility. It comes from the humility, the understanding, and the pursuit of just being better, wanting to be better, So on that, with self-management as well, came kind of books. So you have our experiences, right? I've only been with the company for 2.5 years. Cole, I think you predate me by a couple months, right?
Yeah, just slightly.
So, and Paul has been around for 13 years in the company. So he's had a ton of experiences and in different offices too. So there's so much outside of what we can do that to not utilize that would be the height of folly. A great example that I have is Sun Tzu, Art of War. Has anyone heard of Sun Tzu before? Any hands? So this is 5th century stuff. All right. This is not new. This book is still applicable today. Understand that our country, democracy in and of itself, an idea like that. This is all built on the shoulders of incredible people and incredible minds, the likes of which we may never meet again. Who knows? To not utilize their knowledge is the height of ignorance, right? So there are so many people that you can learn from besides even here in developing yourself. And Sun Tzu is a great example. He's if you've ever read Art of War, you'll find remarkable parallels today. Some ones that we keep advocating as well through the office. I'm sure you've heard 5 Levels of Leadership, right? That's a pretty popular one. John Maxwell. 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth is another incredible one that he wrote. Take the stairs that's a good book. Very pointed, encourages you to just do, right? Shia LaBeouf's just do it, right? Just actually take the initiative, find what it is that you got to do, and just do it, man. Part of Eat That Frog, I think that's a similar concept. Here's so there's one, all right, weird story, minor tangent, I swear, Paul, don't hate me. So I forget where I was flying to. It was just like a mini vacation, and I remember seeing this guy on a plane, and he's a row away from me, and he's got this red book in his hand, and it says right on the cover, "How to Win Friends and Influence People." I remember reading that, and being like, that's really kind of weird. Like, this guy's, I don't know if he's just trying to be like manipulating other people into like influencing them. It gave me really weird feeling, bad juju in the tum-tum. And I was like, I have no idea what this guy's doing, but it sounds strange. And then as I kind of began my leadership journey, I keep hearing this book pop up, How to Win Friends and Influence People, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's every single leader that you talk with, either in this network or outside, has heard of and or read the book. And eventually I was like, all right, well, I'll take a look, see what's what. And I buy the book off Amazon. I think that was one that I bought last year. And it's what we do. It's exactly what we do out of doors. It's to a T. It's us being out there, being approachable, smiling, diffusing situations, connecting with people. So it's all of our experiences from Paul's 13 years, my 2.5, Cole's 2.5, everything from, they've been here for a week, a month, or a year. And in these other people's experiences, they can condense lifetimes into 100 pages, so that's so incredibly valuable once you really understand the gravitas. And you don't have to buy a hardcover book, get Audible. It doesn't, whatever works for you. We all drive to work. Well, I say that, maybe someone, if you want a Walkman, I'm showing my age. Anyway, I will get you that literature personally. I'll take that on myself. If you have anything that you want to read or pursue to better yourself, hands down, I'm all for it. I will point you in the right direction. I'll make it happen. So that's one thing. Next, practices that you can do to get yourself into the best state possible for the day. Well, okay. Well, first of all, let me do a headspace check here. How are we all feeling? I just word vomited a little bit on everybody. Cole, how are we feeling?
Feeling great, dude.
I got a thumbs up from Tracy. I like that. Ryan, how you doing, buddy?
Getting hungry, bro, but we're doing good.
Getting hungry. All right. I can respect that. Twins, actually. So, all right, Lucas, Dalton, Jared, I see you guys. Cool. All right. So let's get on to the next thing here. Huge topic. I do want to condense this a little bit just to be circumspect of time. I think we've got about half an hour left and only a couple more sections to cover. So don't fret. Don't you worry. So first is practices you can do to get yourself into the best state possible for the day. And again, this is such an important thing because every single person from North and every single person in Central and every single person from West, I guarantee that there has been something that's transpired in your life, right, that you end up taking to work in some way, shape, or form. It's an impossibility to completely compartmentalize something like that. Invariably, we have that kind of stuff bleed over. And what that means is it's not a bad thing to have that happen. The issue becomes when there's a problem at one and we take that over to the other, right? So if you think about it, if everything's fantastic here and we bring fantastic over to something that might not be where we'd like it to be, that's a net positive. We're bringing that up. We're creating a new baseline. If you have something that's really bad, like at home, and you bring that into work and that affects you in a really negative way, then it brings everything down, right? So the whole goal isn't compartmentalizing is fine if that's what you need to do, but the goal is to be better in and outside of work and in all facets of your life so that everything improves. And what an incredible thing that is. So the most important thing that you can do at 150% is take care of yourself. It might sound selfish to some. It's not. You come first. Absolutely. You cannot affect positive change in anybody, your teammates, the people at doors, anything, unless you are taking care of yourself first. And that translates to different things to different people. But what we're looking for are feelings of fulfillment. So that could be anything. I've got a ton of books. For me, I like to read. I like to go to the gym. I would like to take up meditating much more than I have. But when I'm done, it gives me the sense of fulfillment. Like I've become better. I've become stronger. I'm a better me than I was just 5 minutes ago for doing this one small thing, just a chapter of a book, or just, 10 push-ups, whatever it is. You can quantify it to any degree that you want, but it's something that will, I promise you, impact every other facet of your life in such a positive way. So another powerful notion there is gratitude too. Like I see a lot of you here on Zoom. That's pretty cool. Like let's talk about the fact that you have a mother effing computer in front of your face, and that's just something that you have on access, a smartphone with ridiculous technology that 50 years ago we couldn't even dream of. Let's just start there. Let's also start in the fact that you work for an incredible company with a huge network and an unlimited potential and growth. The fact that you were selected to do that you got through this whole process. Let's talk about the fact that you're able to get to work, that you have people that care about you, that love you in your life. And I don't even know what's going on in your personal life. I love you. I'll say that right now. God damn, you got someone who loves you right here. All right. So all that to say, guys, there's so much to be grateful for. Waking up every morning and saying just 3 things out loud or writing them down is a really powerful thing. Is you acknowledge it, you make it into existence. Right now, it's just kind of an idea up here, like, oh yeah, I have a car, that's kind of cool, or like I got a roof over my head, whatever, But when I say like I have shelter, I have a family that loves me. When you speak it, it becomes your reality all the more, and it becomes much more powerful to you. So waking up every morning like that is a great practice to get into. And the messed up thing of all this, by the way, is that you all know this. You all already know the things that you need to do to feel better about yourself. 100%. I know that. I know that you know that. So the biggest takeaway for Owen for us during this conference was when. That was the catalyst. When. So, words are fun. This is cool. I like seeing your face on the screen, but when are you going to actually do something? And it doesn't matter if it's just one thing, but taking one thing and saying, I'm doing it. I'm scheduling it. I'm doing it means that you are better for this. And that's the ultimate goal, right? Even just taking one thing and just implementing it, you will be better as a result. And then what could anyone ask for other than that, right? So that kind of goes over the self-management section. Before I get to the relationship section, which is noticeably shorter, any questions at least? Let me open this up. If you want to raise your hands, you should have a little bit at the bottom. I think it's reactions or something, little yellow hands. Give me a little emoji. If you have a question, it could be a comment. It could be like, I really liked this, or like, I don't know about this, whatever. I'm going to open it up to people before I jump on. Ryan, you want to grab a quick slice of pizza? Just saying, now's the time. Nothing? No questions? For real? Dalton, you look like you got a question, bro.
Hey, if you don't mind me asking, Seth.
I'm so ready.
What do you do to hold yourself accountable? Because actually, I was going to touch on it because a lot of what you just went over covers quite a bit of self-discipline. And that was one of the biggest things is, when do I need to take them? So how do you hold yourself accountable? Because I feel like that's what a lot of people lack is the accountability. I know that's something we had talked about after the Owen Fitzpatrick meeting, actually.
Defos. So I have a whole thing on accountability after you get done with your self-motivation. So I can cover that then. But to make it really succinct for y'all, in case something happens that peels you away, don't go anywhere, is setting up systems. Setting up systems that don't allow for your excuses to get in the way. So if it's, Owen Fitzpatrick's one was getting up for a run. Hated doing it in the winter because it's mother effing cold, right? But he would then force himself outside, or he would tell himself, okay, well, I need to get the mail in the morning or something. Just forced himself to approach and address what it is that he didn't like to do, just so that he could basically rip the Band-Aid off. And it's the same thing now. He called those Ulysses contracts, the ability to kind of see something through regardless. But there are a bunch of systems that you can implement, whether it's, setting reminders for yourself. Like, you guys have you heard of Duolingo, the language software? I want to say it was like, I forget. I think there's a subscription. I think there's like a free version too. But there's this little green owl on your phone. And if you didn't log into that every day, he would come out with like nigh on threats. Like, listen, man, you didn't practice your Spanish today, cuz not looking good. It'd be a shame if some essay came up and no, like it wouldn't be that bad, but it would seriously, he'd borderline threatening. Like, you need to do this. Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, take 5 minutes. And it was just 5 minutes to improve. So in that same way, we can set those notifications for ourselves. We can hold ourselves accountable, and you can get other people involved. That's a big one. Like, Cole, if I tell you, hey, dude, I need to work out legs tomorrow. I know I've been skipping leg day. I need to do this. And tell you, hey, at 7, check in on me. Hey, dude, you do legs yet? No. That helps to weed out the excuses. Hold yourself accountable by having other people, also hold you accountable. But let me go into this. Dalton, I saw you unmuted briefly. It's a weird juxtaposition of you and Jarrett there. It's like I'm in the Matrix. No questions? All right. Let's go into relationship management real quick. Now with relationship, this does go pretty hand in hand with the how to win friends and influence people bit. But I want to just succinct it because it's already been done much better by much brighter and more charismatic minds. So relationship management, this mostly deals with what we do. This isn't as it pertains necessarily to your personal like relationships, whether it's friendships, significant other, etc. They're applicable. I would hope you would be doing them. So maybe tune in to these two. But relationship management, it's broken out into 4 different parts. One is being approachable. The other is thoughtful communication, then being likable, and then finally building trust. So approachable is smiling, kind of being measured in how you're coming across, as well as warmth. Same thing, reading the vibe at a neighborhood or at a door. Measured is being able to not be that over the top, like super, or someone's like, hey man, how you doing? Like, I don't know who you are, but what's up? How's life? And you're like, just out here. I'm like with Anderson or whatever. Like, you gotta, pick it up. Come on, meet the person where they're at. That's part of it. Smiling is huge. There's a psychology behind smiling, and I forget what it is, but it just diffuses all things. It shows that you're not a threat by baring your teeth. Makes no sense, but hey, it's apparently psychology 101. You smile and it just diffuses everything. I don't know that people walk up to homes to rob them and like with a smile, like, hey, take all your stuff. I don't think there's a correlation there. That's probably why. So being able to just talk with people, smile, be measured, be warm. It's a lot of inflection. Thoughtful communication is the second part, and inflection's huge there. So voice inflection, listening, connecting, and suggesting. Inflection and body language are the top two. What I say actually doesn't even matter much. Like I think 5%. 5% of the words that I use are what matter. My inflection, my body language, how I'm using my hands, everything like that. That's what people focus on. If I'm really excited about something, they will match your energy, hands down. But if I walk up and I knock on someone's door, I'm like, hey, you just won $1 million. So like no one, they go, slam, you know, and I probably have a check for $1 million. They just slam the door in my face. But if I'm super animated, enthusiastic, they don't know where that million came from, but they believe it's $1 million. So it's really important when we're out there that we're also being circumspect of the energy that we're bringing. So you might have a vibe of a neighborhood or a vibe of a door, but I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if we have the confidence to say, this is the energy I'm getting. I will match, but I will bring them along to where I want them to be. Like, this is where we're going. We're going to be excited about this appointment. I'm going to garner your interest and your attention for this vinyl window with just a puddle inside of it, or this wood window with a paint chipping up. That's just, come on. Like, what are you doing? It's a 100-year-old wood window. Next is being likable, which is a strange term, but being likable for anybody is like Cole, for instance. If I see Cole, there are some questions that we can actually ask as far as garnering likability, not only from my end, but from his as well. So a very simple one: what do I like about him? Right away. Right. So the next person that you meet, just ask yourself that question: what do I like about him? Cole, I like Cole's shirt. Choose happy. Hell yeah. Choose happy, man. That's a sweet shirt. He says, cool. You know, already we've discovered something, right? I like something. He's grateful that I like something that he owns or is or has. So what do we have in common beyond that? Common ground's huge too. So what do I like about this person? And then commonality, you know, so like, oh, I like positive, uplifting shirts. I've got this shirt, blah, 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 blah. You know, I like to shop on Etsy and whatever. So being able to have that commonality, now it's almost like a clan thing. You're like, I want to be friends with this person. Like we're of the same ilk, same tribe. And then finally, and this is a really important question, especially with what we do, how can I help them? How can you make that person a little bit better? How can you positively impact them? So it's the same challenge at the convenience store. What can you do? What small action can you do to make them just laugh or smile before you leave? How am I able to help this person be more fulfilled, be happier? And it sounds like a big question, but sometimes it just means listening. Sometimes it just means smiling and being a friendly face. And sometimes it just means, you know, being there, just being present. You know, those are powerful things. So last thing on this before Cole, I'm going to give that up to self-motivation is building trust. And that's being reliable. That's being honest. It's being vulnerable, authentic, and credible. A lot of words, some pretty synonymous with one another. But the reliability is a big one for the people around you, as well as yourself, you know, saying, I'm going to go into work at 11:30. All right. So have that reliability for yourself, for the people around you too. And that's just going to garner trust. You see that consistency. It just builds trust in the background. You don't even have to do anything. Just being consistently on time at 11:30, 11:45, whatever it is, every single day, you will build trust with the people around you. It's a simple, and that's just an example, but being reliable is huge. Being honest, obviously, that should be pretty self-explanatory for everybody. Be honest in all things. Vulnerable is important too. You know, that's not everyone's perfect at all. Being able to show fault and humility has a lot more people trust you. So like, oh shit, this guy is human. He's squishy, just like me. That's awesome. Hey, let's talk. Let's be friends. You know, authentic, that and credible is a good one too. And being able to, and this is 5 levels of leadership too, having the credibility of past actions, of successes, and being able to pass that along to other people can help build trust too. So all that together can really help in ingratiating yourself and building positive relationships, not only at work, but, you know, every single day out in the field, from total stranger to friend. We've seen it happen here so many times. Who got a plate of food? Was that Jolin? Jolin got this whole, like, we're out.
It was Derek.
Yeah. Derek had this huge. Anyway, I'm jealous. Some of y'all get some pretty sweet snacks and goodies.
Yes, it was me. Sorry, I was trying to get myself unmuted.
No worries, dude. Yeah, it looked delicious. All right, so that's my section. Cole, I'm going to relinquish this to self motivation. We got a little bit. I'm going to be super succinct in my last part, but self motivation. Take it away, Cole.
All right, cool. So self-motivation is one of my favorite aspects of this job. I know my team, we talk about it quite often, is how to keep ourselves motivated through the day, right? So just as a heads up, I'm going to call on a couple people. I got a question for you guys. But keeping ourselves motivated through the day is what really gets it. You go to your last door. How often, hands up real quick, who's set the last door of the day? Pretty much everybody, right? Have you done that? If you've had a bad day, have you just ran through and kind of get there? You set that last door if you're having a bad day, or are you just kind of running through the process at that point? No, typically not. So one of the things to remember is why you're doing this job, right? So this is kind of what I have for you guys. Why are you doing this? I know for me personally, things have changed up over the last year pretty heavily. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter at home. That's why I do this job. I want her to have a better life growing up, right? So that's why I do this. It allows that to happen. It gives access to that. So I'm going to call on 4 people. Give me what motivates you? Why are you doing this? Because this is not a job that everyone just grows up like, yeah, I'm gonna canvas. Like, that's not something people do, right? So Jared, would you mind kicking this off?
Did you say me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I plan on getting a ring on my girl's finger by the end of the year. Definitely want to start having kids. I have baby fever worse than she does, so just trying to set that up, you know.
Awesome. Okay. So let's hit Ryan.
So, like as you said earlier, no one expects for this job to be good and stuff like that. But dude, honestly, I did this job for new experience. And honestly, I figured out that the money in this job is where it's at. Like that's a big plus with a lot of look at Lydia there. So yeah, but no, I'm sorry if I cut out. My internet's crappy, but no, dude, I'm doing this job honestly to prove a point. Like I was never into any sales or anything like that when I was younger. I went to school for mechanics and ended up hating it, and that's where my entire family thought I would go. And I honestly want to prove them wrong with that, dude.
Awesome. I know I can definitely feel that. I definitely understand. Who's Samsung?
It might be Harry.
Maybe. Harry's driving right now, isn't he?
I think they're back.
Okay. Derek, I know you've got a little bit of a background, man. What's your motivation? Why are you here?
To be completely honest, had no idea what I was getting into at this place, but just this place has really been a huge turnaround for my life. Like, I'll be honest, I was doing nothing but like working in warehouses and just dead end jobs that really didn't have like any, like there was no light at the end of the tunnel there. But like with this place, you literally conduct what it is that you make, where you plan to be. It like literally this job is amazing. Like waking up every day and keeping a positive attitude. Yeah, you don't get very many jobs like that. You really don't. Where it's like that's your job, is to be happy, to go make other people's lives better, try and offer a helpful service. Like, yeah, no, I love what I do, and I'd be damned if I did anything to lose a job. So
Very cool. So Tony, I'm going to ask you, man, because you have a little bit of a story behind you. You're going to school right now, but you were going to quit. You were going to quit the job full time and go to full time. what's your motivation? Why are you still here?
So obviously, like you said, I was gonna quit, just go straight to full-time school, but I saw it as an opportunity where I can. I mean, it's one of the few places where I can focus and be happy doing my job, as well as going to school full time. I mean, I really just wanted to stay here just because one, the money was good. It's allowing me to put myself as well as my girl through school so she can focus on that and do things at home for us. So that's really the main reason I stayed, as well as the environment. I mean, I've gotten so many offers from other places and I've just turned them down just because you will not find a better environment than this. Like, I've worked in plenty of places. It's the best.
Hey, Chase, I see your hand up. Do you have a question you want to add in?
I don't. I raised my hand for earlier, but I mean, I can touch up on, yeah, I can touch up on one. Sorry, I'm at basketball, but what motivates me, I guess, would be like the freedom. I worked for my dad for a while under his business, and my personality, really, like, I like talking to people, and with his job, powder coating, it's kind of industrial. It's not really talking to customers as much. It's more hands-on, and I don't know, I really like how with the company, it's kind of like working for yourself. You're going out there, it's up to you how much work that you put in is what you're going to get out. So and you can also control that by going in early, doing callbacks, for example, help other people also help you, which is also a big benefit as well. But same thing with Tony. I was thinking about going to school as well, but I turned that down because there's just too much opportunity, and I want to market myself as long, like, with this company as well, because I also have some other side things where marketability, like, you have to market yourself, like, clothing brand wise. So it's helped me learn a lot of lessons. But yeah, that's all I have.
Awesome. So, I mean, you guys can see everyone has their own individual motivation. It's different for everybody, right? So through time, we're going to go through lows. I mean, we have valleys, we have highs, right? So it's about remembering why you're doing this. Like, going through your day, if you're having a rough day, take a minute, breathe, remember why you're doing this, right? So I want to kind of go over into self-discipline real quick. We can talk a little bit more about motivation if we have some time. Self-discipline is really important, right? And this is actually something Seth had touched on pretty well, actually. What actions do you need to take right now? I'm going to put Ryan on the spot real quick. He comes in early every single day. He goes to the gym every morning. He was looking extra swole today. I don't know what it was.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, grinding heavily. And this is the discipline we need. I know I was going to ask if you enjoy going to the gym, but that's a bad question to ask you because you thoroughly enjoy it, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm like a crackhead when it comes to the gym, man. I need it.
All right. So, Seth, would you mind taking over for yours and I can go over self-discipline in a couple minutes?
Sure thing, dude.
I appreciate it.
All right, so he's taking self-discipline. Let's go on that though, Ryan. What is something that Owen Fitzpatrick talked about was positive stress? We think stress and it's just a negative connotation. It's something to avoid at all costs. But going to the gym is an example of positive stress, where physically in pain for an hour, like, we're literally tearing our muscles apart just to build them bigger and stronger and better. So, what is that self-discipline to start is usually the biggest thing, and then eliminating excuses to keep that going. So what's worked for you in the past, A, just to get started in something, and B, to stick with it?
So honestly, with the gym, dude, so I do these things called Spartan races. I'm not sure if you know what they are. Most of my team knows what they are. They're like obstacle runs. As actually, funny enough, I have this little logo thing right here. This is what it looks like. But like I do have a reason behind working out, and it's to get better at, say, either running, upper body strength, or just being able to lift a bigger amount of weight. Pretty much. I mean, I'm a light guy. I don't weigh much. Like I like being able to say that I can lift double my body weight. Like that's an accomplishment for me. But to stay on it, I honestly like, it's definitely mental for me. If I don't go to the gym, I feel like complete shit. Like that's what it is. Like I need the physical like stress to make myself feel accomplished. And as you said earlier, you're putting yourself through stress. You're just gonna hurt for a couple hours. You're breaking muscles down, but the reason you're breaking them down is to make them bigger. I mean, that's the whole goal behind that. It makes yourself better. So if you put yourself through somewhat of a stressful situation, you're going to come out better in the result of it.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. And something small there that you touched on, but it's a much larger idea is this, the fact that you're you're literally tearing your muscles apart to grow them stronger. But the progress that you're making is something that's quantifiable in the same way that it is at work here. It's the same way and if you're reading a book, like one chapter, but being able to throw on that extra 2.5 pounds, right? Just a little bit more for that personal record.
Hey man, sometimes the 2.5 is a lot.
Yeah, for real. So being able to add that is such an accomplishment. Having that goal and metrics to be able to follow, that can help a lot with self-discipline too, is logging what you're doing and seeing the progress. I have the exact same thing for when I go to the gym. I have how much I lifted and on what date. And I can look back for the months that I've been going and, oh, look how much I was able to pick up and put down at this date. And holy crap, I added 150 pounds. That's insane. So these small acts of self-discipline, what I think you invariably find is that once you get started, it's actually kind of hard to stop because it's a really positive habit that forms. You develop really good associations with it. You see goals being hit and exceeded, and it's such a positive dopamine hit. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what we are, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. We're just a bunch of chemicals floating around in a skelly suit with a little flesh golem wrapped around it. That's it. So what are you able to do to actually change that for the better, right? Maybe you want your fleshy bits to be a little bit bigger and stronger. Maybe you want your cognition stuff to fire faster and your neurons to chew and whatever it is. But what makes you feel good, dopamine, hitting goals, that's huge. Serotonin's another part of that, being able to be content with where you are. The fact that I hear a lot of gratitude in this room right now, that's huge. Taking that time to actually understand, to let that sink in, like, holy shit, look at what I'm a part of. Take a moment to realize that you're a part of a huge company that is growing at such an incredible, I can't even elaborate to how much of an incredible rate that they've grown. The longer I'm here, the more that I can see, and in such positive ways too. You guys are on, like, if you imagine, Paul's gonna love this, a rocket ship. And it's taken off, right? It takes a little bit to get that momentum, that inertia. And then when it's off, it flies, man, exponentially. You guys are here on this journey right now. I'm going to be honest with you. You're here. We're about to skyrocket. That's an incredible feeling to be a part of something so big. So feel that gratitude of what you're a part of. You're part of something huge and part of the best renewable by Anderson in the country. Hands down, by far. Look at the metrics. Yeah, get wrecked. Get wrecked, everybody else. Come on. So anyway, other offices, please don't watch us. But let's go in a little bit more. Cole, did you have anything else with we're wrapping up at the final. We had a little bit of a delayed start, so I think we got another like maybe five minutes, then Ryan can get his food.
Not really. I just want to add in Owen Fitzpatrick's, when are you going to start this? feel like that's important for a lot of this is if you've been pushing stuff off. I know I have definitely been pushing stuff off. When are you starting this? It should be now. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. I'm going to wait till Monday. It needs to start now. So that's all I really got to add.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's powerful stuff. The
Yeah.
when, you know, so put that in your schedule. What
Appreciate you
helps?
taking over.
What's up?
I said, I appreciate you taking over. She's delusional. She hasn't had a nap today.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun days. Yeah, so it's scheduling stuff. It can feel stilted, a little hackneyed, but something that can help you too if you're looking for getting a schedule established is schedule the good stuff. Owen had touched on this. Schedule the stuff you're excited for. You know, why wouldn't you? If you're like, I'm kind of hesitant to get started reading or going to the gym or whatever, well, then schedule the things that you're excited to. Oh, this is my camping week. This is what I'm working hard towards so that I can go out on the rope swing and not be so self-conscious when I get out of the water, you know, whatever, you know, just find something that you're really excited to do and then plan for that. And then also fill in the rest, right? So whether it's gym, whether it's reading, finding the time. If it's important enough to you, you will find the time. It's remarkable how many hours you all find when you find the significant other that you're interested in. Those hours came out of nowhere. Oh man, and your money too. Now I'm joking, but you get my point. When there's something there that has your interest and your attention, you make time for it. So understand the import of it and then just do it. Just find your time and do it. No excuses. Whatever just popped up in your head, shut it up. Just do it. All right. So let's go on to the very last bit here. Last bit. And we went over the self-discipline, we went over scheduling. Then I'm gonna let you go, release you to the wind. It's pacing yourself. All right. So pacing yourself for the long term. Words are great. Actions are better. Longevity is remarkable. You know, a thought becomes a word, becomes an action, becomes, you know, how you live out your minute and your hour and your day and your week and your month and your year and your life. It can start at any point, the progenesis of this idea or this action at any point. And it's a powerful notion. And you're the one that's 100% in control of that. No one else. The fact that you guys are on this Zoom right now, you made the time to sit here and to listen while I word vomited all over you. Thank you. A. B. That's time right there, you know, that we know that we have. So anyway, all that to say, there are some systems that you can set up to help with accountability, and especially for long term and being able to see these realize their full potential. Really, I'll tell you this right now, 30 days is all I'm asking for. I'll say that. I'll just arbitrarily, I'll make that now, because 30 days is how long it takes for a habit to form. Okay. It's not a lot, but that's how long it takes for you to say, you know what, this feels good. I'm going to incorporate this into my schedule, and pick whatever it is as far as self-betterment. Pick whatever it is that you want to improve on or start to incorporate into your life. Just do it for 30 days. That's all I'm asking. Put it in your schedule, Google Calendar, Outlook, whatever. Just put it in right now. Pick something, one thing, and then just do it for 30 days. And that eventually is going to become a routine. And then every day you just do it for 30 days. And then whether you pick it up or not, that's up to you. No one's going to tell you whether to keep doing that or not, except for you. But choose something and then just do it. It could be drawing. It could be writing, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Just do it. 30 days. So that becomes a routine and a ritual become established. Those are the more long-term ones. The rituals are like, I'm doing this. I love this. Maybe it's for me. I write a haiku every evening. The sun sets in the west. I'm off to a good start. All right. And then I just write that down, and then I'm like, 30 days, let's just keep doing that. And then I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that felt good. There's a little kind of reflection on the day. I'm gonna do this forever till I die. And it becomes a ritual, which is great. Beyond that, look for your resets. Any guy in the North office can know, and people who know me more personally in Central know that I like the notion of biohacking. I like trying to get the most out of your cognition and your brain that you can. I take a slew of nootropics every single morning. I would put down an elephant, but I'm just accustomed to it at this point. So, being able to reset that is important. The past 2 days for this conference, this seminar, I haven't had my nootropics at all. And it's been remarkable to see the clarity I've gotten, where one would give me clarity, but the other would not being on, and just drinking coffee would be enough to facilitate certain neural pathways that I could think clearly, but in a somewhat different way. Having these resets for some of these things is important. And Ryan can attest to this, and anyone else who might go to the gym or have these habits, these rest periods, right? It's not work out every single day for 2 hours. That is actually, it hurts you in the long run, right? So being able to have these resets of, okay, now I'm going to take a break. It could be whatever, just a week, take a week break. And then important in there, relaxation, genuinely relax. Don't be like, oh, I should be in the gym right now, or, oh, I really need to do this. Relax. Like, this is a time for this. It's scheduled for you to have this period. And then reviewing it's able to let you know the benefit, let you know any adverse effects. It's going to tell you whether it's something to be incorporated or not. So having that space to be able to look back at the progress that you've made, to know what you want to keep, what you want to get rid of, is incredibly important. That empty space. It sounds weird, but being able to look back with silence. As soon as we're done here, I'm shutting my laptop, and the office is going to be quiet. I think my daughter's probably going down for bed or already in bed. My wife's downstairs. It's just going to be quiet. I'm going to take advantage of that and just reflect on the day. A bunch of information in the past 2 days, and a bunch that we just went over here. So being able to really internalize and feel that, you need to have that openness, that space to really let that soak in. So that's all the stuff. We did it. We made it through the things. So any questions? Please don't hate on the person for asking questions. It was a good thing. We tried this. We kept it to an hour. We're good. We're all right. Any questions, any comments, concerns, criticisms, compliments, critiques, quandaries, conundrums, quagmires, anything of the ilk? Yes, I see you. All right.
Hey, I thought this was really beneficial and helpful for either new or experienced canvassers. Are we going to do this again anytime soon, or is this like a certain occurrence that we're going to be doing this?
I like his face. He sticks around. Yeah, I like him. So yes, to answer your question, we're going to be doing a bunch more of these. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure. 95% sure it's 100% happening. I think there's already a couple that are being scheduled. So I appreciate that, though. Yeah, Paul says yes, a ton. All of them. All the videos. Yeah, no, not that much. Cole, do you have something?
No, I was just saying I'm sure we can make it happen.
Cool. Dalton, you unmuted yourself. I'm excited.
Yeah, I got a little something.
Oh, that's bad. I don't like that.
It's this man over here. No, but to reflect on what he said just now, this was very beneficial, and definitely taking some of that time tonight to reflect on what we talked about will definitely help change a lot of the way that all of us take the next upcoming weeks, months, and years to knock doors and whatever else we're accomplishing in life. Let alone that. Great job today, everyone. It was a banger of a day, and let's go get them tomorrow.
You buddy. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Anything else? Anything else before we
yes, 1 second. One thing, Seth. And I apologize, and I promise you, like I said, I didn't want to do this at all, but I do want to say, just to answer your question, Tony, we're going to do a ton more of these, but guys, participation is extremely important, and we want different drivers of different ones. If there's a topic that you feel like you are well versed at, then we would love to see you do that. Take the opportunity to lead a group in that, and you participate in that. I put out sort of an agenda with Cole doing some, Seth doing some, Scott doing some. it would be great to see a couple of you guys lead those too. So just shoot me a text and let me know if you want to participate in that way as well. That would be great. We'll give you enough time to research whatever topic you want and do whatever you want, but participation is what drives these 100%. So I appreciate you guys, and that's it for me.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, have a beautiful evening. Ryan, enjoy your dinner. And I'll see a lot of your beautiful faces tomorrow. But if not, go kill them tomorrow. Appreciate y'all.
Friday. We'll see you all Friday.
See you, boy.
Good night, boy.